Hello traders, it's Graham here from Kilty Trading. I just thought I'd give you guys an update midweek by popular demand in terms of where we're at with some of our trades. So if we start off with the Euro US dollar, we did have a short trade on this. Unfortunately, we did have a bit of a stop run, which is quite often the case with some setups in the market. So we did have a stop run here. We got stopped out. Remembering we did have a fairly tight stop there in the market. We're seeing some wild swings at the moment. It's actually been admittedly a very difficult time to trade. I've just come off a couple of live seminars where with particularly my broker, which those guys are extending the same point of view on that. So unfortunately we did get stopped out, but that's a good lesson in terms of risk management. We did have a small loss there, Kilty Trading on that one. It may roll over, it may not, but we're no longer in that trade. You can see there we still have confirmation that there's a bit of downside there. So depending on how things go overnight, if you guys are in any USD pairs at the moment, I would encourage you to take profit or take a loss depending on where you're actually at in your trade. We have a major announcement coming out from the FOMC tonight, which will affect any US dollar pairs. So you certainly do not want to be in any trades with a US dollar pair at the moment. A lot of things you'll see on your chart will be moving in a sideways direction leading into this, which will be a monumental milestone in the market. Make no doubt about that. It will certainly move the markets one way or the other. So Euro USD, we're out of that trade. We got stopped out, small loss taken. Couple of other trades I'd like to draw your attention to. Euro GPY, I'm looking at it from a slightly different perspective. I know some of you guys look at the Renko charts based on pure price action, which is certainly a great way to look at the markets and give you a different point of view. I certainly use this on one of my other strategies in the stock market, which I'm hoping to release very soon. I've had an amazing run with using Renko on stocks, so hopefully I'll be bringing that to you soon. But if we look at the market, so we got in short on the Euro JPY using the Kilty Strength Meter. Again, we're looking at it from a different perspective, but very similar. We see this price pattern happening time and time again in the market, and that is a head and shoulders pattern. We've got the left shoulder here. Remember, we're looking at pure price action here. So any move to the upside paints a green bar, any move to the downside paints a red bar. So what Renko does, it takes a lot of noise out the market. If we just illustrate that, we'll just change to some candles here to illustrate that. So you can see there it's very, very choppy in terms of trying to identify price action. If you switch to Renko, that sort of noise all disappears and it makes it much clearer. So something I would encourage you guys to have a look at, particularly if you're trading stocks. It's fantastic. I have one of my colleagues who trades nothing other than stocks, and he quite often asks me to do some analysis on stocks that he's looking at, and this is my go-to. It's price action on the Renko. So we've got the left shoulder here, we've got the head here, we've got the right shoulder, and hey, guess what? We have confirmation of a break. Very important, guys, and a really good lesson is when you're looking at entering a trade, you always wait for confirmation. So here in this case we've had confirmation of a break of this support line with which from a head and shoulders pattern perspective we call the neckline. We've had a break of this. What's more exciting about this, to be honest, is I've been on a couple of live webinars over the last couple of hours, and I've got some traders around the world very excited about this trade who didn't see the break, who have brought that to attention. So that was one of our local training providers in Melbourne. I was on a live seminar with a broker, my own broker. They have a training arm who didn't see this trade. Now they're aware of it. They're, I guess, a little bit frustrated that they never picked that themselves, but they're certainly looking at this trade. I was also on a live seminar with some of my colleagues in the US, professional traders, who, believe it or not, were doing a live seminar on YouTube on 1 minute charts, and I gave them a look at this one to have a look at. So they took the trade live in the market while I was online. That was about 5 minutes ago, so they're very excited about that trade as well. So I've given that trade to you guys as well, so hopefully you guys have still got that trade on, took the trade. So that's very much alive at the moment. So obviously it's not in the euro, the USD pair, so that will certainly move the market. So let's see how that pans out. I'm quite happy to remain in that trade. Now the other trade which also gave a little bit of excitement, I've got to mention in my live webinars, was the USD GPY. Now that was another trade that I alerted you guys to keep a watch on. So hopefully you've been following along with the YouTube channel broadcast. This is one particular trade that I asked you guys to have a look at. Obviously I'm not going to give everything up on a plate. I'm expecting you guys to do a little bit of homework. So if you guys have had a look at that trade setup, you'll have seen again, yes, it repeats itself many times in the market. We have a head and shoulders pattern. So we have the left shoulder here. We're back on the candlesticks here, not on the Renko. We've got a head here, we've got a right shoulder, and guess what? We have a break of the neckline. So those guys who have been following me on YouTube and a channel, you'd have taken very nice profits. In fact, depending on your lot size, you would have probably been able to cover the cost of the Kilted Strength meter in itself, which we've got down here. We'll just bring that up to see what that's showing. So we've got the push here. You can see the dot almost to the point of that break. Look how accurate that is, guys. It is a very good indicator, and we've just got confirmation of that there. We've got break of the neckline and some really nice profit on the table, still on the table if you guys have taken the trade. Now for those who were quick enough to take that trade, I would err on the side of caution there, to be honest, guys. We do have this FOMC statement at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. My trading rules state that I, by preference, like to be out of a trade sort of 8 hours before any announcement. So if you guys have taken nice profit here, let's just measure the pips to see what you guys would have taken, which is a break here. We would have had approximately about 80 pips, depending where you guys got in. 80 pips, depending on your lot size. You'd have had fairly nice, healthy profit there. So I'd be taking some profit off the table, guys. That would be my advice on this trade. Look, it might move further down to this sort of support level down here, but I wouldn't be risking that at the moment. I'd be taking some risk off the table in terms of FOMC statement. I don't know any trader around the world that would be looking to keep some trades on during this particular time with the FOMC statement coming out tomorrow morning. So if you made some nice profit, I would recommend taking that off the table. There is absolutely nothing wrong with taking profit off the table, guys, especially in these times when we're seeing some significant moves in the market. Admittedly, the VIX has moved down a little bit, but I think that's going to tick up after the FOMC and certainly move the market. So thanks for listening, guys. Keep safe. Happy trading. Hope you guys are making the numbers make the difference, and speak to you soon. I'll probably have another video probably at the end of the week to do a bit of a market wrap up to see where we're at on Kilter trading. I have to admit, and I will be honest here, I have been scalping the market in the last few days, doing very well. At the moment, we're seeing such wild moves in the market. The daily time frame is a little bit challenging. That was admitted on a couple of seminars, the two seminars that was on live trading with tonight. Certainly a lot of traders in the retail sort of area, the small guys are finding it very difficult to trade at the moment, with the moves as such in the market. So I've been scalping a fair amount, doing fairly well, going down to the 5 minute and even the 15-minute time frame, taking a lot of scalps on the market, which has worked in my favor. Certainly with these wild swings, certainly seeing that we have to adapt as being the key word here, and the main takeaway. What worked before doesn't necessarily work now in terms of your strategies. You have to adjust. You certainly have to adapt. You need to look at your lot sizes. You definitely need to look at your risk management. And so that's some of the key takeaways from myself in terms of how I'm trading the market. And I'm certain that coming off the live webinars, that's how others are treating the market as well, who rely on that solely 100% for their income. They're looking at the lower time frame. They're looking to scalp the market. They're looking to get the easy wins on the board. So thanks for listening, guys. Until next time, speak soon. Thank you.